if you're going to play the Chargers, which we know you are, playing them after Kansas City, LA Rams, and LA Chargers back to back to back is not ideal, but that's a great spot for the bye. I think the bye is in a great spot for the Niners. Not just that it's week 9, not just that it's after the Rams game, which tends to be a physical game, but that it leads up to the Charger game. The Chargers are coming off a road game in Atlanta, leading into that home Sunday night game. That's a Sunday night game at home for the Niners. So, they're on the road, long-ish trip for them to Atlanta, and you're coming off a bye. That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I think after week 11, so you play that Mexico City game, and you're going to get back late, you do not leave Pacific Standard Time Zone again. And your 2 trips are, you've made the
after
trip
week
more.
11, and keep in mind, John, week 11 against the Cardinals is the only time you leave Pacific Time Zone after week 6. So you only leave it one time after week 6.
Yeah, so you get back from that Mexico City game, you are at home the next 3 weeks. Saints, Dolphins, Bucks, which I think everyone would say at minimum you go 2-1 in that stretch. Seattle, Thursday Night Football. If you're going to play a Thursday Night Football game, that would be the game you would pick. You get the Commandos at home. Off a long week, right? Because you just played. So you beat Seattle. You got a long weekend. Get to have some pops. Get to relax. Get off your feet. Get the Commanders coming in.
That's a Saturday game, by the way.
Okay, so a little less time.
A long week, but just FYI. That's
so
only everybody plays Saturday that week, except there's 3 games on Christmas: Green Bay, Miami, Denver Rams, and Tampa Bay, Arizona.
So short week for Commanders. And then your last road game. What is the flight, Bay Area, Seattle? 2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's easy. Well, I know this, and so does most people if you're listening to this. The flight from the Bay Area to Vegas is fucking really easy. I mean, that's probably one of the easier flights in America, right? I'd say the easiest flight in America is Sacramento or San Francisco to LA. I would say on the West Coast, the second easiest would be Northern California to Vegas or LA to Vegas. It's just very, very short. It's very straight. It's easy. You feel like you're up and you're down, and that's a road game. Now, that's a hard road game because I think Raiders are going to be pretty good, but that's your travel. The last start all of December is to Seattle and to Vegas. Remember last year flying all over the place. He's Tennessee on a Thursday night game, and John Lynch was thinking about leaving Jimmy there and tweeting, liking tweets, and everyone's like, yeah, don't totally blame him for liking that tweet. I might have left him there, and then John's like, well, he did hurt his thumb, so we'll give him a break. That was funny, but. Yeah, I think that stretch week 12 to the end of the season is pretty conducive to just being easy on the body.
I don't know if this is good, bad, or nothing. You tell me. We're talking about the good right now. Back-to-back primetime games twice. So of the 5 primetime games they play twice. They go Sunday night, Monday night. Sunday night, Monday night, week 3 and week 4, which is at Denver and then hosting the Rams, is Sunday night and then Monday night. And then Sunday night, Monday night, week 10 and 11 is hosting the Chargers and visiting Arizona. Is that a neutral? Is that?
Yeah, I don't really have a take. I mean, they did some of that last year, right? A Sunday night game, then a Monday night game. I kind of like it. You're just in the rhythm of being the big dogs on campus.
Yeah. Could be worse. You could be Tennessee playing on Thursday night twice on a short week. When I looked at it, honestly, the problem with the Titans is their logo triggers bad Titans in my head, even though they're good now. And so when I saw it, my first reaction was, yeah, it's the Titans, of course, whatever. But it seems unfair. Isaac on the stream, by the way, points out, here's another good thing. The Hightower revenge game week 1 against the Bears. Don't forget about that, John. It only seems appropriate that Ray McLeod takes him to the house or something. You saw who just signed with the Bears.
Navarro Bowman?
Dante Pettis. Imagine if Pettis takes a punt to the house. Hightower running down the sideline, pumping his fist.
If you would have asked me, is Pettis still in the league, I might have said no.
Yeah. I was a little surprised when I saw that.
Did that just happened in the last couple days?
Yeah, I think I can't keep track of. I close my eyes, open my eyes, it all runs together, but it might have been Wednesday. It might have been today. I think it was Wednesday. But all in all, the other thing you really like is I like the Arizona games, both in November. Arizona, late November and on is bad historically. So can they break out of that? We've got quite a bit of data.
By then it could be clear too. Like this is not going to work. They're not going to pay them.
Well, is it weird? Yeah.
You think you get weird fast.
Yeah. And then the Carolina, Atlanta, those games being back to back that saves you. That saves you time.
I think if you could rank the divisions you'd want to play, it'd probably be the NFC North first, because the Packers could come back to earth. The Niners play the Packers well. The Lions suck. The Vikings, I think the Niners don't mind them, and the Bears suck. I think second, you would choose the NFC South, because the Commanders could be a little bit better. The Eagles are going to be better. The Cowboys are frisky. The Giants suck, but like they did get the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Saints.
Well,
Like,
and
the
which
Niners
of
are going
those
to be favored in all three of those games.
of the four NFC South games, which two would you want at home and which two would you want on the road?
Yeah, you got the two you'd want at home.
You don't want to go to New Orleans, and you don't want to go to Tampa.
Wouldn't you say of their NFC division game that they play with the NFC West, that's exactly how the Niners would choose?
You mean the NFC South?
Excuse me. Yeah, I just meant the NFC. Yeah, the other NFC division that all the NFC West plays.
Yeah,
right. Because the NFC, like the Rams, Cardinals, like that's the cross division, right? The NFC South, the NFC West, they play
NFC South. Yep, NFC South and AFC West.
No, the NFC South and the and the AFC West. So you would sign up for the way it broke. And honestly, I think you would take, like, if you had to play the Falcons and the Panthers in the road, you would take it back to back so you could just stay out there, right? You wouldn't want like Panthers 1 week, then Rams the next week, then the Broncos. It's like you would just want those two back to back. I'd say it broke perfectly, guy.
I agree. AFC West, I think you'd pick to not go to Kansas City and to not go to Denver, probably. I think you'd rather go play the Chargers in LA, but
you would.
Ideally you'd play the. But here's the one:
your home game.
The one thing is the Chargers are scary, so I don't hate having them at home if you're the Niners. But I know this: if you drafted, the first thing you would do is take the Chiefs game at home, and they got that.
100.
Right.
If you could draft of all the games, obviously beside the division because you split those, I think that would be the number one game.
Like, what honestly, if it was like at Chiefs week 1? You'd be like, oh my God.
Because if you had to play Tampa at Tampa, it's not the worst thing. Do you even care about, like, you don't? I just think Kansas City, Trey, that'd be bad.
I think at Tampa is just more about the trip and maybe you get dehydrated, Yeah.
I mean, last time the Niners went to Kansas City, Jimmy went off in a stretcher. Own problem, but
that was the sideline play, right?
Yeah.
Who hit him? You remember?
Ward? No, that was too long ago. Do you remember the Chiefs? I'm pretty sure we're up like 28-0 at halftime.
Yeah,
might have been 35. It was like, the Niners might compete to make the playoffs. Then they played a real team. It was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
People are acting like you think the Chiefs are going to suck?
No. I think it's a good time to buy Chiefs stock if anyone's selling it.